The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Werewolf the Apocalypse 20th Anniversary, Phoenix's Call. I am your storyteller, Ravinia, also known as Nikki, and I really love my players tonight. I really appreciate them so much.
Sus.
Now, why don't I allow y'all to introduce yourselves? Go on, Maddox.
Hi, I guess I am victim number one tonight. My name is Maddox. I will be playing the role of Cullen Douglas, the reluctant Fiona Arun.
Hi, everybody. As a DM myself, I know that means that one of us is probably going to die tonight, but I am Ravnos Archon, and I'll be playing Eyes of the Creek, a Red Talon Philodox.
I'm low-key terrified after missing last week. I'm Dropstitch Witch. I'm playing Olivia Franklin. Oh, God.
I'm Timber Brad. I am high-key worried after last week being here, and I play Plays with Danger, the Bonar Ragabash.
And I am Plaguewins. I am playing Jonathan Davis, or Children of Gaia, and as the Galliard, I'll say, we're fine.
That's not ominous. The Weavers.
Yeah,
The Weaver is taking him.
your internet turned you to a solid statue for a bit there.
I assume I do not need to go over what happened last episode. Do we need a little recap?
We just act like it didn't happen.
I mean,
and
just for Olivia, I think.
That's fair.
All right, out of the proceeds of last night's adventure, or I should say last week's, but it feels like last night, everyone had their jobs to do. Jonathan and Plays with Danger decided they were going to go to John's law office and do some research. They found out that Callie was actually the granddaughter of the Uktena warder. In the process of that, also, Plays with Danger had a run-in with a former compatriot that had some rather choice words and almost frenzied while dealing with him. To get back to the Karen, Eyes of the Creek actually went and introduced Falling Skies to Moonshadow, which, of course, Eyes of the Creek feels like that's sus as hell. Colin Douglas had to deal with getting hit with a soccer ball in the forehead, and then also deal with snaky snakes. The trouser snake is after him again, and
The pack totem.
Hey, you're muted. You didn't say it.
And throughout the course of this effort, a bit of struggle happened. Eyes of the Creek and Plays with Danger tried to pin Colin down. Colin then went Krynos and ran the fuck away. Hey, bitches be crazy. You know. Come up and go a little faster. Evening came, and then the world seemed to shake, and then a scream came through the night air around 2 a.m, which very much so freaked out Moonshadow, who was sobbing and crying about something about the Phoenix's call. And our lovely pack had to try and piece together what was going on. And right as they were trying to figure that out, Rutherford showed up and said there was another murder. And you all went to investigate. Well, as you all know, that Olivia was not available at the time, so you all went by yourselves and proceeded to deal with a terrible splatter scene. Eyes of the Creek was able to notice that this person was in fact Garu and tried to fight back and still lost. Plays with Danger sniffed around trying to figure out and asked her Hane what was going on and smelled the same fear, the same stress and terror. And as he followed that path, we ran into Olivia, sweat covered and in her nightgown, apparently in a daze. And this was about an hour away from the cairn. So with that statement, we are going to turn to Olivia and we are going to figure out how that night went for her.
Oh, fuck.
Olivia, you ran around, you did your volunteering at the soup kitchen and the food bank, and then you came back to rest. It was pretty simple, no problems. And then you laid down to sleep. And while you were sleeping, you dreamt. You heard your mother's voice calling, screaming, "Olivia, run! Run!"
I would obviously run, because do what your mom says.
In the process of running in this dream, you also see your mother coming with you. And as you look at her, it goes between the human form that you know and the wolf. And then when you look back again, her desecrated corpse, the way she was found all those years ago. Slowly, you see it kind of turn and misshape, and the skull becomes bare, and these protrusions of antlers start to stick out from the top. And she turns and kind of cocks her head to you, and then goes, "What are you afraid of, little girl?" And then you see a claw swipe. Flesh is gone. Weird talon-like bone appenditures coming out.
Can I try and dodge it in my dream?
You can.
Would that
Let's go.
be
Dex plus dodge.
Oh, this is not going to end well. Now, I know if I fail my nightmare roll, I have a -1 to roll.
Mhm.
Does that count yet? Or because I'm still in the nightmare?
I think it counts.
Okay, because now I'm rolling 1.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
Ooh, I failed. I got a 4.
That claw comes striking down and scratches through your nightgown. You feel the pain. You smell the blood. And it proceeds to start to chase you through the woods that you know so well. Your mother used to take you out and have you bask in nature. Explain that the trees have names. And in the process of your running, you also see a white, ghostly wolf in front of you, leading the way.
I will follow the wolf, ghost wolf, and try to keep close.
It doesn't seem to react to you. It doesn't even seem to notice you.
Am I still like in my Hamid form in my dream, or can I shift in the dream, or is I've like automatically done that? Or is that not something I can do in dream?
In this sake, I would say, if you want to, you can shift. I'll allow it.
Because I'm still being chased.
Mm-hmm.
Then yes, I would shift to. I'm going to shift to Hispo.
Okay. Do you remember the difficulty for Hispo, or do I need to?
I know the difficulty is 7.
Yes.
My brain is just not working because I've been gone a week. It's the primal urge.
Stamina plus primal
And
urge.
stamina. Thank you. I knew I was missing one of them, but I'm down 1. I have.
And remember, take 1 off the die pool.
Yep. I have 1 success, but no 1, so no botching.
It takes you some time, but eventually your body lengthens, shrink down a little. And you're in what I would call the Direwolf Stage. And you're running. And this monster that was your mom is still right behind you.
I'm probably trying to like be dexterous and hop through around trees to put things between me and my once mother.
Mm-hmm. And it's rather strange. You continue to do this, but it seems like she always catches up. She always finds you.
Damn dream logic.
And she's screaming and roaring at you. She takes claws and tries to strike at your tail.
Is it dex and dodge again?
Mm-hmm.
So on the plus side, I get a little bit more this time around.
Mm-hmm.
And the difficulty?
Difficulty is 6.
I have 2 successes.
All right, that's good. That takes away 2. The dice. There we go. So your tail just swings right out of the way as those claws come. And there's this strange moment where this ghost wolf just sits down and just kind of howls. This beast is still chasing you.
Do I recognize this ghost wolf at all?
Nope. It doesn't even seem familiar.
Can I kind of get an idea of like what they're trying to tell me with the howl? Like, is it any level of wolf speak?
It's sorrowful. It's a rather sad howl.
Take a brief look behind me. How close is my other mother?
She is right on top of you.
I'm gonna
There
keep
is-
running. Olivia is terrified.
And at a certain point, you are met with like a flat wall. You know there would be trees here. The trees have morphed into this kind of wall. And it's going to come and leap at you, claws rending.
Can I try and dodge back underneath it as it leaps?
You can. Difficulty's going to be an 8 for that. This
One
thing
success.
is quite big.
I got 1.
That is not enough to dodge this fully. So it comes right as you go to turn to dodge under it. That's when you met face first with this thing as it leaps and rends into you. And you're going to take 2 points of aggravated damage.
Okay.
And that is when you're going to blink and see Plays with Danger in front of you. And you are in the woods. And there are indeed claw marks through your nightgown.
Am I bleeding or are they like...
You are bleeding.
Am I like coming out of it? Am I like aware or am I just still loopy from being...
You're kind of loopy. You're trying to figure out where you are. But then you see Plays with Danger right in front of you.
How... Where are we? I'm just gonna kind of plop on my ass. Do I hear anything around me? Do I hear the police in the distance?
You hear the...
Because we're a little bit away from the actual crime scene or murder scene, right?
Yes. You hear kind of the sounds of the wee woo wagon, but they're a little muffled.
Do I notice like the claw marks and the bleeding and all that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna immediately look around to see if I can find anything around her that might have caused it. So I'm immediately gonna start going on like patrol, just trying to see if something was like chasing her.
All right.
And then I'll just safe. More so like a statement than a question. And he's watching presumably from the direction you were maybe coming from. But he's looking around trying to see what may have been chasing you.
Okay. I think Olivia's probably just like taking deep, calming breaths. She's well versed with nightmares, and being a theurge, probably has had lessons in meditation and clearing her mind and calming down. So just trying to focus on that.
Would I have seen something like this before, or is this like a different kind of nightmare?
This is different. You've heard of people sleepwalking. Hell, even pups do it on occasion. But this is a whole other mess of stuff. This is an hour away by vehicle from where the Karen is.
I'm gonna make sure heightened senses are up just so nothing can sneak up on us. And then like every now and then, like looking over at her to make sure she's like physically okay, like nothing gets behind me. But I'm just gonna be watching just to try and see if I can find what did this to her.
I'm assuming, like, have I ever slept walk like this before, or is this something completely brand
This
new?
is something completely brand new. You've had nightmares before, but not sleepwalk.
So definitely kind of like looking around too, like trying to figure out if she knows where she is at all. If she's ever been in this part of the woods before.
You have been in this part of the woods before. This is the other side of Rattlesnake Mountain. It's going closer to where Yosemite is. Place with danger, you walk around, you smell the sense of fear and panic and struggle. But it seems perfectly safe.
Then I'm going to keep the senses up, and then I'm going to kind of circle around back next to her, but call out to the rest of them where we are.
So you do probably like a howl call.
Yeah.
Eyes of the Creek, you were near where the body was. Jonathan, I think you were also coming up on the corpse.
Yeah, because he had found that it had a scar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my ears will perk up when I hear the call.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of bring myself up next to Jonathan.
Actually, I'm in lupus form.
Yeah. And I'll just wait. And then I'm going to try to blink in and look at and try to peek into the Umbra. Is that going to be like the gnosis I have left or my full gnosis pool to roll?
The gnosis you have left for the moment. This is a stressful situation.
Get gnosis back. But I got an 8.
Nice. For you, it's easy. You just blink just a little and you can see through the gauntlet. And you do see this pearlescent ghost wolf sitting on this corpse, yowling its lungs out in sadness and mourning.
I'm going to blink out and nudge Jonathan. Mirror, reflection, shift, and kind of nudge.
All right. Jonathan will try and shift. How much gnosis do I have left? Same difficulty.
Let's see, we're in nature, so it's a little higher than the Karen, so standard diff.
Nope. Not a botch, but no successes.
So you go and you look. Obviously, with Eyes of the Creek demanding the mirror, I'm assuming that you have one nearby.
Oh, in lupus form, I don't know.
I mean, there's enough blood that maybe some of it
Could be reflective. I'll give that.
And
I will allow that.
Okay.
I have allowed human fat to be a reflective surface to go into
science.
different forms.
Blood as a reflective pool.
Shift.
Would there be like a car nearby, maybe?
The nearest car is where Colin is.
Okay.
I rolled an 8 on my one remaining gnosis. Step
All right.
sideways.
You will step sideways easily. Jonathan tries to do it, and it just doesn't happen. He almost gets his nose in the blood trying to get it to work. I mean, he didn't botch, but
Almost
My-
botched.
Am I going slow enough to kind of whap him with my tail so he can grab it with his mouth to follow me in, or am I stepping too fast for him?
I think you can.
So I'll do that.
So, like,
Whap him with that tail.
maybe the first whack doesn't even realize. Second one, as soon as before he disappears, I kind of like, oh shit, and kind of grab the tail.
Would I have the gift that I used my experience for at this point, or are we gonna?
I'll let you.
So that could have happened off screen.
Yep.
Perfect. Then yeah, once we come across, I will nod at the sad wolf. I'll also join in if I know whatever howl it's doing, and then respectfully wait for him to finish before asking anything.
This is a howl of lamentation. It is very sad. And eventually it stops. But it's this pearlescent, glowing lupus.
Because this is spirit speech, this is the most articulate I think Eyes of the Creek will ever be.
Mm-hmm.
But as I just talked through it, did you see what happened here? Are you this wolf kin?
Yes, I am this wolf.
What did this to you?
I was returning home. And then not one, not two. A whole pack started chasing me. I ran, and then I tried to fight. But I'm only one Garu, and they were 5.
I'll pad 5. Like I'll pad my paw on Jonathan's paw 5 times. Home is the Uktena home? Are you Crow?
Yes.
What is your name and rank so we may sing songs of you? And let your kin know that you have passed.
I'm pulling up my notes because apparently I forgot to pull up my notes.
Oh, you see what happens when you pre-roll and you don't bring up your notes?
My name is Hidden Secrets. Uktena Ragabash. I'm a Cleath.
Your loss is felt heavily. Your story was barely allowed to begin. We will sing you across if this is what you want. And I kind
Please.
of nod at Jonathan. He is our Galliard. Then I'll shift back over to the wolf speak and look at Jonathan. Sing for dead. Uktena, Cleath, Ragabash. Killed by a pack of 5.
Trying to come up with some split second. I'll come up with something to post it later, but it's going to be something like a pack of 5 hitting, like run and find. Like you tried to hide, but not like got run down. Now we sing Golden Praise. Then we go to, I don't know, I was going to run with like Crow, but
It's okay. You can workshop it. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I will come up with something for that though.
I won't try to follow along because I know that he's coming with it up. He's coming up with it on the spot. So I'll just try to mimic the tonal shifts that he's hitting.
Okay, that works. Let's go with a Normally when I think of performance, I think of something like dancing, which would require dexterity plus performance. In this case, we're going to go with charisma plus performance. Jonathan.
While they're doing that, since you guys are out of the Umbra doing this now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to hear it? I mean, I have the heightened senses up.
I think they are in the Umbra right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't be able to hear it.
I thought they had stepped out. Sorry.
Yep, two successes.
Yeah.
That's successful enough, and you kind of see this wolf join in, and as he begins to fade, there is a paw tap that happens where you know the corpse's hand is. And it disappears like stardust, flittering through the wind. Colin, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm leaning against a car. I could probably lay down.
Oh, come on, friend. Don't you want to help your friends?
I just stay leaning against the car. I haven't been asked to come over.
Oh, you certainly heard the call from where you were.
Oh,
From plays with, the howl.
Okay, I'll walk that way, I guess.
All right. As
Not
you
fast, but it is moving that way.
you meander into the woods towards a crime scene where you know a murder has taken place.
Mm-hmm. People die all the time. Not like it changes much.
When you see this body, it's wrecked. Blood splatter everywhere. It is torn apart. There are claw marks. There's all sorts of craziness going on. But the howl came from further up. So I'm assuming with Colin's lackadaisical attitude towards death and life in front of us.
I step over the body and keep going.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. And yeah, you head over to where Plays with Danger is and Olivia is.
Hi.
Ollie?
As soon as I see him, I'm just gonna kind of motion towards her. Hurt, scared.
Would that be enough to pull me out of Hirano, Storyteller?
I think it would probably be enough because this
actually,
is your pack.
Do I need to make a roll for that, or does it just fade out?
For the sake of the story here, I'll let it fade out. There's probably a roll somewhere in the books, but I don't care right now.
And like someone just hit a light switch, Colin goes from the apathetic sort of look to, and just runs over, checks her. Jesus, you all right? What happened?
I woke up here. I had a nightmare.
Wait, here, exactly where you're standing, or?
Yeah.
I look back towards the body.
Now, am I facing I was running towards the body? Or running away from? Okay.
And with having sniffed out the body and smelling with her, with the heightened senses, do I notice her scent on that body? Or did I?
I don't think you did.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a body? I just kind of start to dust myself off. I'm like, oh crap, how far from the cairn are we?
Little ways. I'm gonna try and rip off a piece of my shirt to at least tie up some of the wounds that she's got and stuff like that.
I will actually. I kind of look down at myself, and be like, I should probably shift.
Oh yeah, or that. take the now ripped piece of my shirt and just put it in my pocket.
Did you just rip your snake shirt?
My what shirt?
Actually, no. Olivia wouldn't even know. That's just at the player. I apologize.
It's all good.
Metagaming.
But yes, Colin doesn't know there's a snake in his shirt, so he's ripping it, and probably the snake wasn't happy about that. But
That's what Colin hears.
Like, okay. I will, I'm gonna shift down into Lupus.
Go for it. Go for it. You know the rule.
Then it's one less. Because I have 2 successes.
All right. It takes you a minute, but you get there. You shift.
All right. I just kind of like using like wolf speak and all that other fun stuff. Be like, where's the others?
that is a really good question. I have no fucking clue.
I'm going to kind of point in the last direction that I knew they were, which is towards the body.
Don't worry, we can go that way. There's no one really around it right now. I kind of walked over it getting to you.
As we head that way, I will keep my eye out or ears out for other people. I will actually turn on my heightened senses. Where is the gift?
I find it so hilarious that is the pack gift that so many of us seem to have. Like, it's at least 4 members of the pack, isn't it? Actually, no, it would be. Okay, then it's 3 members because I don't have it.
No, it's a useful gift.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very useful shit.
Still kind of probably a little looking over her shoulder.
You are a little out of it. But you do smell blood, you smell fear, you smell all the grossness that's around.
Do I smell my mother?
No.
Okay. Olivia just takes a deep breath of relief.
I'm sticking close by her right now.
I have a question for you, storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
Is wherever the Black Furies before my mom, my family were killed, where did they stay? Did they stay in the cairn or did they have their own place?
They stayed in the cairn.
Okay, never mind then.
No, they're so fun. It's so fun.
Just a little nervous.
Yeah. We'll get back to Eyes of the Creek and Jonathan on the Step Sideways twins right now.
Yeah. Once we're done, I'll thank Jonathan. I don't think I have any rights that are useful in this moment. But if I've seen anything, I'll try to do something akin to the Last Blessing, because I know that's what kind of protects the Metis from being found out. So I'll do something similar to try and just kind of hope Gaia takes this body back into its wheel and gives it another chance. I don't know what you would want me to roll for that, if anything.
Let's take a look. It's in a book.
That's where I went. That's exactly where I went. It's reading trouser snakes.
We could go. Leadership plus charisma.
Okay.
Because that seems like a fun one.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be a 6.
I'll subtract that one. So 2 successes.
Mhm.
I don't have anything at a 4 or higher, so I can't take advantage of that 10.
Yep. And you do what best you can.
Mhm.
And you seem to feel like Gaia may have accepted this one.
I'll softly bite onto Jonathan's shoulder and nudge back, and I will lead him out of the Umbra.
For the audience, I did come up with what Jonathan actually said. I needed a minute to think of it. 5 of 5, hunt you down, no honor and not renown. Your memory shall be heard, of that your rage incurred. So that's what Jonathan would have said during that, and then he will shift out.
Yep. And it's pretty easy. I assume you're going to step back. I won't make you roll this time out of struggle bus. And yeah,
I latch onto Eye's tail again.
it's an automatic thing that Jonathan and Lupus is right on that tail.
Yeah, I figure that I go to whap him, and he's already prepared for it, I think.
Like, whack.
Yep. And yeah, and you come back and you're right next to a terrible corpse.
These guys aren't around, so I'll immediately bark for plays with danger, since I know that he's the only one that could actually pay attention to that.
As soon as I hear it, I'm like, my attention goes immediately towards it. There. And then I'm moving that way.
Olivia follows after, but said still out of it, nervous, looking around.
Doing my best to keep up in Hamid form with the 2 wolves. Because even at a casual pace, they're faster than me. So
I'm just picturing Colin going shit.
Don't want to fucking... God damn it, and I start jogging.
Yep. Colin, you look down and where you ripped your shirt, it's whole again.
Must be the dedicated thing, and I keep going.
And yeah, and it's easy. Everybody comes back to where this parted corpse is.
I'll nod at the fact that Olivia's there and kind of nod at Jonathan.
Jonathan will put his paw like on, like the hand of the wolf did with the corpse. Like Jonathan wants to put his paw right on that hand, and just looks up at everyone and says, "Hidden secrets." Crow.
Uktena, Ragabash, Kliath.
Does anything about the body look familiar to Olivia?
It's pretty torn up. You saw some of the corpses, or at least what it was relayed to you when you were old enough. Some of these signs seem similar. But it's male. So, yeah. Yep.
Does anything seem related to the monster I saw in my nightmare?
Mm-hmm. The bone has been rended out, so you could see bone in places, and it kind of looks creepy, but nothing specific.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap 5 times on the floor in front of them. Hunted pack of 5.
So this is a Guru murder then.
Maybe Spiral.
Sure. Why
Don't
not?
have proof.
Other than it being on a male body, and I'll relay that it looks kind of like what I was described as the Black Spiral murders.
Doing my best to look everywhere but the body.
Question: if we are sniffing around, do we smell the pursuers? Like, can we
It's-
distinguish between who was being chased, and can we get a sense of how many people were chasing it? Does it?
It's
match up?
very strange. You only smell the body. You- It's very ripped up, though. You could definitely see how this could be multiple attackers. But at the same time, you all are Garu. You know a single Garu could do this kind of devastation as well.
Thinking back to the first one, does the first one now seem like it could have also been multiple Garu tearing it apart?
It's funny that you mention that. The first corpse seemed more like it was more put together than this one is. In almost a way, you could see that almost seemed like a practice round. Whereas this seemed much more serious and much more intentional.
The last corpse was also related to the Uktena, right?
Yes.
I nod.
So these murderers have gone from Black Furies to the Uktena now.
What I remember from what I know of the first round of killings, it was pretty much women as a whole, but not tied to any specific tribe or Garu, because some of it were kinfolk, and some of the killings were just regular people, right? Too. Right?
Mm-hmm.
With the original killing, were any of the Uktena targeted in those killings?
You don't exactly recall, but there wasn't a lot of talk of what might have been going on at the Crow Reservation at the time.
Okay. And if Colin was talking about asking if it was just Black Furies, I would share all my info.
Jonathan he did some history, and it was predominantly female Garu and kinfolk that were targeted. I don't know if it was because of that, but the Black Furies in general were eliminated, but female Garu and kinfolk were the ones that were targeted in this.
This is going to be a very creepy question, storyteller, but I don't mean it the way I'm saying. Does the body still have skin?
Most of it.
Most of it. Okay.
Are all the body parts accounted for?
There's bits and pieces here and there.
But does it look like maybe something was taken as a...
Perception plus alertness.
And my difficulty?
Your difficulty is a 7. I remember you have nightmares.
Ooh. I know, I took one away, but I still have 3 successes on my 3 dice.
Ooh. Well, with you looking, you noticed there's a rib and a femur missing.
I will point that out, but Let me take a look at my rights here and see if I can't do something.
As soon as Olivia mentions a rib, I kind of like instinctually look over at Jonathan. And then kind of like tilt my head, just like in a questioning sort of tone, I guess. Rib?
Oh, that was Penny or something. Yeah, you see Jonathan like look down, kind of grasp his side, like, mine's for Penny. I don't think this is the one you're looking for.
But why rib?
I have no idea.
Storyteller.
Mhm.
Since I know body parts are missing, can I use Rite of the Questing Stone to find those body parts?
Let me think. Let me take a look just real
And say,
quick.
like, I can use, like, he's missing one femur. If I can use the other femur to drop the difficulty, since they are a pair of femurs.
Look at us using our abilities.
Look at you. All right. Okay. It's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
I forgot that we had that foot too.
But yes, we will. It will lower the difficulty for you.
Okay. So it just says standard roll.
Which that perception plus alertness to look for something.
Do I get to use like my ritual background or anything like that?
Yes,
I don't
I'll let
alertness.
you. I will allow you to use your wishy ways. You are a theurge.
I mean, would it fall under occult then? Because I've got a lot of dice
Yeah.
in my pool for occult
Yeah.
perception.
Yep.
I like.
I get it.
And the difficulty?
The difficulty is an 8, even with the drop down.
Oh, I have a 10.
10s don't get rerolled unless you have a specialization.
I need to choose specialization. I just realized I have a 4 in occult and perception, but I don't have any specializations. So that's something I need to do at some point. But so I have 1 success.
1. You can tell it is fairly far away. It's almost non-existent.
The other
You take
femur
the-
is very far.
You take the stone on the thread, and you kind of see it point into a direction.
This requires me to transform back to human, Hamid, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So Olivia is probably buck-ass naked doing this.
Yes, just
healthy.
standing here in front of a corpse.
Because, you know.
Yep.
Now there's 2 things in the scene I don't want to look at.
I'm just picturing Colin just see that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, for Colin, it's wow, that is the interesting tree.
Turning my murder investigation into comedy.
How dare us?
And it's not even me.
Wait, it's comedy to be a gentleman? Okay.
Would I notice him turning away from her naked form?
Yes.
I'm gonna lean back and kind of study the two of them.
Okay. All right.
Philodox
If it helps,
is paranoid.
If it helps, Colin looks away from anyone when they're naked.
Probably just
Sure.
hasn't noticed that. Sure, I love that. Eyes of the Creek. Sure, whatever you say, Colin and Olivia.
So I will share that the other femur is far away.
It does point towards Yellowstone, though.
I think we need to investigate the park soon because whatever is doing this, whatever pack is doing this, is there. Do I know that if I took this femur with me, would I be able to do this spell again or do this right again?
You might be able to.
I will apologize to the body. And actually, I will take a rib because that'd probably be a little bit smaller. I'm so sorry.
You reach in.
I'm really not looking.
Okay. We're going to have to roll for this.
Oh, God. This is not a bad idea. I should just stick with the femur. I'm
Strength.
Hey, it's nice to have you back, Olivia.
What is it? It's not an EPTA unless I'm collecting a body part.
I'm gonna let you do a strength plus brawl. Difficulty is an 8 because you've got to wrench this thing from the spine.
I mean, there's not any that are already broken.
The ones that were broken are gone.
Okay, yeah, fair. 2 successes.
All right, so you reach in to the corpse with your cold human fingers, and you find purchase on a rib. It's squishy around it. Just the feeling of cold wetness as you yank, and everyone sees the corpse's chest lurch for a second, and she yanks again, and then in the briefest moment you see Olivia go, "Oh damn it," and she puts her foot on the spine and yoink, and eventually it comes free. Colin, a little bit of the viscera splatters onto your face in the process of this.
Probably because my eyes were closed.
Yes.
In like completely out of character moment for Plays with Danger, as soon as she starts like messing with the body, he's just gonna more like, as sort of like the balance between everything that's kind of going on, he'll take a more reverent sort of posture, and it's just more so just kind of apologize to the spirit of this Garu that is now being desecrated.
Actually, Jonathan will. Well, I'm in Lupus form. He'll like step back a little bit and he'll start humming that like the tune he sang in the Umbra.
Yeah.
He'll just kind of like hum as much as a Lupus can. Like he'll hum that tune.
My big wolf head just shakes.
I would like to wipe the blood off of my face and then just wipe it onto the ground.
Oh, apologize.
Now your hand is covered in blood, and your foot is covered in blood.
Shit. In order to not leave bloody footprints, I will kind of try to stay in the trampled area from where he was chased down and where he was killed.
Are you going to use part of the ripped up shirt to wipe your foot just idly on the floor of this forest?
Wait. Actually, is the ripped piece still in my pocket?
Yeah.
So my shirt grew a new. I hand her the scrap of fabric. It's something.
And now for science, we need to figure out if the scrap is going to grow a new shirt.
I don't think it will.
I just kind of, because I have no idea, Olivia has no idea what happened to your shirt. She's like, but you tore this off.
I know. I think it's part of the dedication or something. Here.
Would I know that the dedication does not do that?
Yeah, you would know the dedication does not do that.
No, it just means that the shirt will come back once I
Yeah.
put it into a billion fibers if I transform.
Like, I know this. I just want to make sure Olivia knew this.
Yeah, Olivia would know that. You are a theurge.
I kind of figured, but like, you never know. Weird
I'm
things
still
have happened.
handing you what is basically like a chunk of the bottom of a shirt, though, for you to wipe off the blood if you want it.
This night is getting so weird.
Our existence is fucking weird. It happens.
I will.
You called it our existence.
All right, now I'd like to look around because I keep hearing this fucking voice. So I'm rolling my 3 dice pool as usual, I'm assuming. And while I'm rolling, you can help Olivia out.
Mm-hmm. What is it that you need, Olivia?
I'm just.
You're standing here with a Gary rib in your hand.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
Wiping your foot off with a torn piece of cloth.
I will. Listen, I'm trying to keep my human feet prints in the area where it's already trampled so that they really wouldn't be able to tell that there's human footprints.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to wrap the bone up, the rib in the cloth,
Okay.
set it down, and transform back into lupus, and then pick it up with my mouth.
I'm going to make a roll.
Oh, no.
You do taste some of that blood. Some of that Garu blood in your mouth.
Oh, boy.
Also,
This is fine.
I'm sure it won't mean anything right now. It's fine.
after getting a 1, I am down to a solid no successes, but it's not a botch.
You don't see anything.
I just rolled a shift back into lupus.
Okay.
I got 2 1s and a 2.
Oh, so you botch. So so this is what's going to happen.
This
You
is going to be
see her-
horrific.
You see her go to shift, and in a weird way, she gets down on her hands and knees, and she thinks that she's shifted successfully, and she puts that bone rib in her mouth, and you all are just watching a naked Olivia slowly clutch at the floor. And you can kind of see there's like a weird furry tuft that's starting to come across her body. Just a little bit. She gets a little extra furry, if you get me. And
Just haven't shaved in a couple weeks. It's all good.
and just in the middle of this, Rutherford shows up and is like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?
That is a
What the
fantastic question, man.
what the hell, man?"
I'm gonna start slinking out of the area and just like
Just again,
Look, that's
I'd
not
keep
the
shaking.
worst botch on shapeshifting that she could have gotten.
She could have gotten stuck between forms. It really could have happened. It could have
Or
been
different parts of her body will
Yeah.
shift to different forms. Botching
Yep.
and shapeshifting sucks every time.
bad. Yeah.
Yep.
There is something that you'll notice that she has, in fact, grown a tail.
Shit.
Hey, Ollie.
Do I realize that I botched at this point?
Not yet. Maybe after Colin.
Oh?
Any chance you could not do that?
Just a human with the bone in his mouth doing the simple dog head tilt.
And then
Huh?
the tail wag.
Yeah, look around yourself, please.
I have a tail.
Look at your hands.
finish the shift.
Do I realize
It's when you realize it the moment the Philodox speaks.
Oh, and then I'm assuming I can roll again?
Rutherford's just staring. He walked up behind her and is just staring confusedly.
At my ass? What the
Yeah.
hell, Rutherford? You just see, like, she's Olivia just realizing this, just looks at him, just What the fuck? Stop staring.
I'm sorry. And and Rutherford does turn
Asshole.
embarrassedly. I'm sorry. I've never seen a human with a tail like that. Usually you have to have a butt plug or something for that.
Rutherford's kin, right?
Yep.
Okay. So he's used to this, but it's still weird as shit.
Yeah.
You forgot the other K at the end of kin.
Kin?
Apparently he's into some
Kink.
yeah, shit. No.
I know what I said.
So I just roll again for seeing if I can't successfully shift this time around.
Also, for this entire situation, I'm sorry, chat.
Well, we can't have trouser snakes, so now we have to have this apparently. I have 1 success.
Okay. Slowly the form takes hold. And shifts down into lupus. And I'm going to drink some more.
Hey, Ollie, you know what might be an extra step that might be pretty smart for this?
Yeah.
Umbra side not being here when you go back to the cairn.
Probably not a bad idea.
And
You want to take the bone?
no, but I will
Take the bone.
go into the Umbra with you if you want.
Yes.
All right, now I have to roll again. I'm going to figure out what is Actually, you see Colin frown again and just start looking around.
Do I hear the snake shirt?
Not really.
Okay.
What's my difficulty to see if I can figure out where the hell that sound is coming from?
It's an 8. You don't have a physical body to go with this time.
All right, that is no successes then. Once again.
You don't know where that's coming from. It might be lack of sleep. Who knows?
I will let Eyes of the Creek and everyone know that we're going to go back to the cairn via the Umbra to also, not spread my now blood-covered paw prints everywhere.
All go. Not safe.
Did you mention that Colin was coming with you?
Yes, I mentioned that Colin's coming with me.
All right, how do I do this again?
I will help Colin. It might be helpful if you're in lupus form.
Wow, good idea. And I stand there.
We'll travel much faster, so we'll be able to get out of the Umbra much faster.
I will shift, spending a rage to go to lupus.
What does Colin look like as a lupus?
A very large black wolf with, I believe, I actually wrote it down. Give me 1 second. Yeah, large black wolf with sort of slightly greenish yellow eyes, but it's just streamlined black fur everywhere. There's maybe slightly lighter color on the belly because, less exposure to sun, but you can also tell that he's uncomfortable in this because he's very rarely in this form.
And as soon as he shifts, there is going to be a little rustle of leaves. And from not exactly where Plays with Danger disappeared, he's going to jump out and tackle him because now he's in wolf form. And it's going to be just kind of one of those playful things.
All right. Are you just happy to smell another wolf?
I'm more so happy that Colin has joined the good side.
I know I just spent a rage, but would this count as me getting a rage back?
Yeah, I'll let that as the pounce happens and Plays with Danger is being very playful next to a fucking corpse.
And of course, I'm growling because he doesn't like using even Guru speech. So it's just a growl that, if he were Hamid, would say, "Get the fuck off me." But
And it's kind of funny because Place of Danger understands it.
And I'll let it go. It's just
One of us. Yes, that kind of.
and it. You know how
Energy.
cats will give people the like, "I'm going to murder you and everything you hold dear" look? That, but wolf.
Okay.
And it's not at anyone specifically. It's at everything.
as soon as it even like that look even comes towards plays, it's immediately going to be that wolf look of just like doofy glee.
Mm-hmm.
And I will stand there stiff as a board waiting for us to go into the next part that I'm going to dislike.
And as soon as he starts doing his little thing, I want to try to shift.
Step sideways.
Okay. Gnosis rolls.
Difficulty?
Gnosis. For the area, I would say this is about 6. We're not in like super deep wilderness. Deep wilderness would have been like a 5.
And this is rolling the number of gnosis that you have.
Yes. Gnosis that you have.
2
Am I
successes,
still
both 10.
nice?
I'm
Am I still just rolling what I have left, or my full gnosis pool?
What you have left for the moment.
I botched.
Oh,
Oh no!
I think someone needs to whap him.
Yeah, we need to
I have
kill
4
Knox out of the
successes.
cobweb, folks. Sorry.
Since I had 4 successes, can I see that Eyes of the Creek had issues
He's struggling.
and just kind of like
I'm about
grab
to go
him.
into the deep one, bro. So save me.
Yeah, no.
Wait, no,
Sneak it
I've
so
got
he
an even
doesn't
better
caught in the
idea.
weaver
I've
web.
got
Okay.
an even better idea.
Oh, God.
Okay.
So, like, just that doofy wolf smile at Colin, because I got 4 successes as well. As soon as I get like an inkling that Eyes of the Creek is having issues, I'm gonna like tackle him, but like as I'm shifting and like
Okay, to bring him through.
tackle step sideways.
Yes.
I got 2. What I was going to do is a tail whack back. So I end up tail whacking this tackle.
Yeah, tail whapping the tackle as you go through.
Also, Rose, we're leaving Jonathan's car behind.
Yep.
It's safe.
I was just saying to the car.
Oh, that works.
It's far, so
And it's pretty safe to say. Eyes of the Creek, you do remember as you head into the Umbra, the wolf did pat its hand, its corpse's hand, before it disappeared as you went back to
Well,
the car.
Jonathan touched the hand, so if anything, Jonathan would have found whatever he was looking for.
Also,
Whatever
with
he was
Olivia
showing
ripping
us.
out its rib, wouldn't it have maybe jostled the hand around?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, chat.
That was not how I expected it to happen, but yeah, no,
It never is. We're all good.
And since that has been established, I will give you a bone. Eyes of the Creek, in this individual's hand was some red fur.
Hmm.
As you head back.
Okay.
And
Back to the Karen?
I assume y'all make it back to the car and back to the Karen.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Hopefully nothing happens.
And with the suspense, I think it's about time for us to go on our break.
Cool.
So see y'all in
Yay.
10 minutes.
All right.
Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator who can't remain the prey, you have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in a world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within, to your burrow within. Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
And we're back. And with this great, fantastic transition of us coming back, we've also transitioned back to the Karen.
Are we out of the Umbra?
I would have assumed that you did y'all actually leave Jonathan's car?
No, we wouldn't want to leave any more evidence behind.
Okay. So you
We rumbled into Umbra to the car.
yeah.
Cool. And then as soon as we were out of the Umbra, Colin was back to Hamid.
Yep. Sure,
Olivia's
it's fine.
up to Lupus is in the back.
There is one thing I would like to notice, point of notice, whenever Colin was shifted lupus, there was a little green triangular pattern on his tail. From base to tip.
Didn't notice.
Duly noted. Photographic
We
memory.
noticed, but we're not saying anything.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
noticed.
All right. So Jonathan keeps multiple spare clothes in the trunk. Sized for him, but welcome to anyone. And then, he would have shifted back to Hamid, changed, and got in the car.
Of course.
If Jonathan
No.
points out that there are spare clothes, Olivia would go back into Hamid and just yoink a t-shirt.
And
A lot of
Yeah.
90s alternative rock band t-shirts.
You know, you really need some better bands here.
Almost tempted to yank the shirt back.
I mean,
that Jonathan, how dare you look? I love that. That was beautiful.
some Tori Amos, some cranberries, something really good.
I'm just
Very
gonna
muddled
hop
in there.
between as they're talking. I'm just gonna hop between the two of them and just get into my spot in the back.
I'm gonna hop right next to him.
It's very much, hey there, friend. How you doing?
The slow turn.
I kind of figure that Colin grabbed the front seat before I was able to, so.
He offered it to others if they wanted it.
Thank you.
Philodox, make your notes.
And I will sit in back, but I'm also still pinning myself against the door so that way eyes and plays aren't too close with the roughhousing.
I will buckle up.
Oh, I'm not roughhousing. It's more so just kind of like just like that initial jump, and then I'll just, having learned from the past, I will sort of like get as close to the back of the seat as I can. But yeah, I'm not trying to be antagonistic, just outside of the initial.
And on the way back, Jonathan will kind of glance over at Olivia and then try and find either Tori Amos or Cranberries on the radio. Or whatever is similar.
Lannis Morissette. That's basically been my entire playlist for recently.
And it's a fairly easy drive back.
Drive normalist and not attract
Drive
attention.
casual.
Yeah.
Drive casual.
Yep.
I'm going to as we're going and I realize quite how far from the cairn we were. I'm gonna try if I try and remember the dream and how I got from is there where the dream was 100% where I can remember going from the cairn to the end point, or is it there are jumps?
It's very jumpy. It's the way dreams work. You don't exactly remember how you got to the middle of a dream.
But would I know from being local to this area and having, explored the woods and everything as a young adult, as a kid, is there a solid wooded, a path of woods that I could have taken, or would I've had to cross roads, maybe potentially, non-kinfolk?
There was a road that you would have had to cross, this highway-esque road specifically.
So there is a chance that I could have been spotted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just trying to wrap my head around quite how far I traveled.
That makes sense. And it's a very easy ride back.
He will not do the seatbelt check this time.
I was about to ask.
No, after the night, especially with what Olivia's going through, I won't slam everyone's face into the windshield.
And I'm actually prepared for it too.
That's the fun part is
You never know when it's coming.
And when you prepare for it, that's usually when it never happens, as it always goes.
it's easy. You park at the Karen. And you could see Stacy standing at the entrance, the parking lot that's right outside the Karen, tapping her foot with her arms crossed.
What time is it?
It's getting up there. It was about 2 p.m. when the Phoenix call happened. And so now we're starting to approach like 5 in the morning.
Okay. So sun might be coming out.
Yeah, it's starting to.
It's kind of early.
You're getting a little glimmer. It's not night anymore. You could see.
All right. So we'll pull up. Stacy's there. I'll get out of the car and just kind of. We're all here.
I just got off the phone with Rutherford. What the hell?
Long
Rutherford. He walked in at a weird time. We can explain that.
Yeah, you should tell Rutherford to stop looking at people's asses. It's kind of rude.
From what I gather, you were just randomly naked there with a tail and a rib bone.
I nod.
Yeah, so you still shouldn't be staring at a woman's ass.
We, like I said, we can explain it.
I hope so.
So Jonathan will walk up. There's another body.
Rutherford informed me of this as well.
Yeah, this one was ripped to shreds. But found something interesting. Me and Eyes here went into the Umbra. It was Uktina Garu that was killed. Called, I'm gonna write it down. Hidden Secrets.
Ragabash. Cleath.
That's right, Ragabash. Yes.
Crow.
Guess we're not going to be able to keep this a secret very longer. Someone's going to need to have to go out there and talk to them. Maybe they might know something about what's going on to their people, because this is the second.
There's something else too. It was done by a pack of 5 Garu.
Red fur.
Was kind of similar in nature to the murders that happened before.
I do see some similarities to that.
Well, I'm not going to punish you for handing over good information. This is not going to be fun.
No.
Because so much of this existence is so great.
She kind of face palms a little at Colin.
That's when Jonathan will start to 2 by 2. They pounced on you. Turn to Krenos. Yes, you do.
What?
Yep. You were the inspiration for one of my first songs.
Oh, I'm flattered.
You should be.
I should probably go check in at home. I wonder if when I left, if anybody woke up.
You can definitely go check.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to my home to see if like there's any signs of me leaving, like is the door left open?
The door is wide open. Your bedroom's a wreck.
As Olivia's walking off, I'm gonna like kind of at a distance just start following her. Because like even though Cairn is just not gonna leave her by herself, especially after finding her in the woods, hurt, scared.
And you said we got back to the cairn about 5 a.m.?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Then I'm going to walk into town and go see Agatha. She'll be awake. She's old.
It's true. Agatha is definitely going to be awake and crotchety.
And then my cousin will be asleep, but I really just need to see her right now.
As everybody's kind of going their own way, I'll just look up at Stacy. Needed?
You can go rest, Eyes of the Creek.
Thank you. And I'll just pad to where I sleep. One of the spots that I sleep.
Oh, go for it.
Oh no, I'm just saying as like I won't ever like go in her place. Like if she walks in, like I'll just kind of curl up like outside, like nearby. So if something happens, I can go in, but I'm not trying to get in her business.
That makes sense. Eyes of the Creek, when you lay down to rest, you also see falling skies. Not 20 feet from you, laying down to rest.
Did we ever get a description of their fur color?
It has a kind of auburn tone to it, but there is white splotches throughout.
So not exactly the same color that we saw in the... Okay. Make a note of that.
But yes, Olivia, you see your home.
Is everyone still sleeping? I mean, I'm assuming I still stay with my stepmother or my adoptive mother and Sebs.
They were sound asleep still.
Okay.
So you wrecked all this and left the door wide open while they slept dead as doornails.
I kind of peek in to make sure they're okay. And then go back to my room to see if anything's missing. Or if it just looks like I broke everything in my sleep. Or
everything is upturned. Everything's a mess. Your sheets are shredded.
Does it look like they were shredded with claws?
They do look like they were shredded with claws.
But I was still wearing my nightgown when Place with Danger found me, so it didn't shift. At least not in full. I kind of just take a sniff around. Do I smell anything out of place, or is it just my own fear?
Perception plus alertness. Difficulty 6.
I botched it. I'm not doing good tonight.
You're sniffing around. And I mean, you're sniffing. You think you're onto something. You're really excited. And then bam, right into the floor you go. You were so focused on what you thought you were smelling that you ran right in. And you found a dirty sock.
Yeah, of course I did. I really should do laundry. Did I see Place with Danger follow me? Or was he being sneaky?
Oh, he was sneaky. It was more so just, yeah.
All right, another perception alertness. Place with Danger, dexterity, stealth.
My difficulty?
I'm waiting for Plays with Danger to
Okay.
give me his successes. Standard diff for
so
Plays with
here's-
Danger.
Here's a question. Is it dark enough where my bangle would give me the benefit for stealthing?
It would actually, because it was still active.
So that is I get plus 4 dice to add to this. So you said it was
Difficulty 6.
but it was Dex and
Stealth.
Oh god, do I have that many dice? That is 10. Or I'm sorry,
Have
so
a-
it's- Oh, I'm wrong. 5 and 8's 13 plus 4.
That's
My math is off. Because I'm in Lupus, so Dex is 5.
oh yeah.
And then 3, so it's 8, plus I get 4, so 12. 12 is what I need.
12 dice.
I'm gonna assume I probably didn't see him at this point.
Oh, you'll notice something regardless.
Kinda
You
worried
said
now.
6?
Yeah.
So I got 5. You don't know him, but you sure can't smell him either.
So 5 successes. Your difficulty, Olivia, is going to be a 9 on this perception plus alertness.
In that case, I botched. Again.
That's 3 tonight.
Oh,
Are your
I
dice
gotta-
mad at you for missing last session? What the
Oh,
hell?
my dice are always mad at me. Always.
Well,
And in this case, the storyteller is going to crack an alcoholic beverage.
I'm going to assume if Olivia is anything like I was at that age, she probably finds like a bowl of cereal she left under the bed.
So it's
Just like nose
important.
first.
It's important to distinguish. While I was following her, I was being stealthy. If she actually like goes to look for me, I'm curled like right out in front of her house.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't think to look for you.
Yeah.
She is completely oblivious.
I'm
Yep. All right. And we are going to pan away from Olivia Botcherson tonight to Colin.
oh no. No, don't go from a botch to me. We all know how that will go.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry, Steve Perry.
Yeah, one of us.
Oh, you invoke the parry.
I'm sure chat was already doing it.
I'm sure.
All right, so at what spot do we find me?
Agatha is having breakfast at the town diner. It's called JR's Cafe.
I'd like to join her if possible.
Mhm.
If she'll let me.
I don't think Agatha would have too much problem having you there.
And
She-
I go to pat for some cash and realize I don't have any, and then just sit back like I'm not going to order anything.
And Agatha immediately turns to the waitress and says, "Get my grandson some pancakes.
No, Agatha,
A
that's
nice-
really not.
A nice big thick stack of pancakes
No,
for my grandson." And she even puts her finger up to your lips. Don't tell me what to do, Sonny.
and I will just turn to the server and say, "And some coffee." Hi, Agatha.
Hey, boy.
Last night was bad. Like, really bad.
I think I might have heard some things. Everybody woke up kind of in a commotion.
Yeah, some loud screech. Don't want to talk about it too much, but just letting you know, I guess. How's Nox?
Doing all right. Being a scrapper.
Sounds about right. And then he just goes quiet.
And very easily, a nice big full stack of pancakes shows up with butter and coffee and syrup. And there's a bit of a reflection as the light hits this person's name tag and hits you right in the face for a second. Yeah.
Damn it.
You blink and you look at the name tag and you see it says Cheryl. And the girl turns and you see she does have blonde hair.
Thanks for the pancakes.
No problem, hun.
I just stare at the pancakes. That kind of stung.
And Agatha does look. It's like she's new. She just came into town recently.
Good for her.
She was kind of like you. She was talking about rough times in the system.
I'll try to look over towards her.
Cheryl is a little older than you remember. This is definitely late teens. And it could be her.
Just gonna rub my hand across my left forearm. And I guess I'll slowly start eating some pancakes.
Agatha was going to start beating you unless you started eating those pancakes at some point.
It's like when someone's maybe a little too depressed and so they're eating, but it's like slow, like not quite choking the food down, but clearly not enjoying it. It's kind of like that.
Come on, those pancakes are made of love.
I'm eating.
But they're pancakes, boy.
Too sweet. And I still keep eating, though.
Look, I know things are rough. I know your mom and dad died.
Can't miss who I didn't know.
I know, and that's sad. You remind me a lot of your mom. She was stubborn. Absolutely filled to the brim with piss and vinegar. You did not piss that lady off. It was sad when she left here.
You know, like the other people at the center, right? Julian said she knew Mom.
And she did.
Okay.
They were good friends.
Take a huge sip of my coffee. And frown because I realized I didn't put cream or anything in it.
That bitterness is definitely there with the sweetness of the pancake, kind of making an extreme contrast.
How many times do people react to these things like I do?
Agatha kind of looks. Well, we're getting fewer and fewer of your kind nowadays. More and more are getting lost out there. But
it just seems like everyone I talk to, they're all in it. You know? They read the pamphlet, they're buying into it, and it just... Am I really that much of an outlier that I'm the only person lately who has not wanted any of this?
look, there becomes a point where every one of you is very upset that this happened. It's a very much why me kind of thing, as you know. And it takes some time for you to slowly pull your head out of your ass and realize you need to stop thinking about you, the individual. And then it's us all, as in the group. It takes time to make that transition. You kind of have to reach an age of reason, if you will. And
Right,
it's also...
because another thing I was told was how long-lived we all are.
If you can survive. I mean, that moon shadow's got some years on me.
Does he have a regular name?
She kind of smiles.
They've only ever called him Moonshadow, so I don't know.
I haven't heard his human name in a long time.
Okay.
I think I remember hearing a story of when he gave it up. We talked about meeting Wolverine at some point or something. And he gave it to the spirit and refused the spirit's offer or something like that. It was a great shame for him, because he knew he wasn't strong enough to be able to stare into whatever that thing showed him.
Won't say I understand it, because I don't.
He was a quite handsome boy back in his younger days.
Okay, and I just go back to my coffee.
What? I'm a woman. I have feelings. I have needs too.
I'm not saying you're not, Agatha. It's just really, really fucking weird.
You young people are all uptight.
But they'll probably get mad if I'm not back soon, but I needed someone to talk to who's not going to yell at me and just tell me that I'm a failure, etc., etc.
You're not a failure. You're just lost and on the path.
Yeah, tell that to the rest of them.
Sit and eat your goddamn pancakes, and you can go when I tell you can go.
As he was
kind of
halfway out of
bats
the
her
chair.
cane.
He was halfway out of the chair and slowly sits back down. Because, God, this woman's scary.
It's kind of funny now that you kind of smell. There is some Jameson in that coffee she's been drinking.
Ah, okay. The weird part is she's not even Irish. She's
No, she's not.
Scottish. She's an old Scottish grandma. Doesn't make her any less kin, but just different flavor slightly.
Yep.
All right, and I'll just spend the rest of the breakfast with her.
Yep, and she does enjoy it with you. You talk and kind of cavort, and she makes you uncomfortable, but she also makes you laugh.
He occasionally bitches about snakes.
Yep.
Saying that he truly wishes the snakes around his house would just leave him the fuck alone. But
Your mom always liked snakes. And she just takes a sip.
does his best not to react.
The snakes just seem to show up. And she swore that they would talk to her, and they always had things to say. I just thought she was crazy.
I mean, talking to snakes isn't a sane thing to do usually.
But she always got along with them, and there was this one particular green snake that would always follow her around. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And now we're going to transition back. What is Plays with Danger, Olivia, Jonathan, and Eyes of the Creek doing?
Olivia would have straightened her room up, probably rested a little bit, and then gotten dressed and gone to find I can look at my notes. Moonshadow.
Okay.
I would have just been napping, just trying to, catch a few winks. If I notice that she's leaving, then I'll follow her. Not being as sneaky.
Not being as sneaky. Okay.
I mean, if she walks out, she's going to see me laying there.
Oh. Hello.
I'm just sleeping until I'm needed.
Yeah.
Jonathan probably would, like 5 minutes away from the Karen. He has an apartment. He probably walked in, plopped on the bed, and passed out.
Mm-hmm.
Be 18 with seemingly endless energy again.
Yep. And Falling Skies is laying there asleep too. You can almost see the little kick of her lupine legs as if she was running somewhere. I'm just looking at Plays with Danger's face. He just seems so upset right now.
I'm debating whether or not to attack her while she's sleeping. She outranks me, so I don't know that that's the hill I'm willing to die on.
I was about to say, where is your compass going? Because I'm not following.
I just leave her be and just follow Olivia.
Oh. It's pretty easy, Olivia. You know Moonshadow's hut. It's kind of like the resident healing house, and he is sitting outside in his rocking chair.
Once we get close to his place, I stop moving because I know he probably wants me nowhere near him. So I just kind of take a seat and then just kind of watch for whenever she's ready to go.
I just kind of I'm like, I'll come find you when I'm done.
I just plop down in the middle of the ground. I don't care.
And then I will go to Moonshadow because I want to tell him everything about the dream.
All right. And so you're going to tell Moonshadow, and he nods and listens. I think your mother was trying to tell you something.
In the dream, she transformed into this monster. In the light of day, have I ever heard of a creature that sounds like this?
It kind of reminds you of the legends of the Wendigo. Just a little bit. But you also know Wendigos are a tribe amongst themselves. I think she was trying to lead you to where you needed to go.
I would have rather not be led with a terrifying nightmare and claw marks. I'm assuming the marks have healed with my transitions
Mhm.
into lupus. Okay.
Yep. I think so far the only things I've gotten are concern and fear about hearing the Phoenix call last night.
So Olivia probably didn't even hear that if she was sleepwalking.
She was sleepwalking. The earth shook and we heard the call of the Phoenix.
Does she know anything about the call of the Phoenix?
She's heard of the Phoenix. There's the prophetic legends from the people that talk about how the Phoenix is the herald of end times, the prophecies. However, Moonshadow does see the look of concern on your face. I think it's a cry for help. I don't think it's one of the signs. I think Gaia is calling out desperately because of some emergency that's happening.
Whoever killed, or whatever group killed the Ukina, the Tana Pack member the other night, they're somewhere in Yellowstone.
There's a bit of a legend. There used to be a red Talon Pack that lived in Yellowstone. They were one of the first destroyed by the Black Spirals when they came into this area. It's over 200 years ago.
Do you know where in the pack or where in the park the Red Talons lived?
Not exactly. It's been that long ago. Their mode of power there has been sapped dry. And so even the Black Spirals left.
When the rest of the Furies were killed, was there anything location-wise about the Black Spirals who did that killing that might be related here that we could search?
They tried to attack this Karen outright to take it. It didn't happen. We were able to fight them off. And so they decided to go through and decimate our ranks, decimate our numbers, our future numbers. They were caught. They were killed. You survived. And now what you need to do is figure out the next step in your life. And he kind of turns and he kind of mumbles to a spirit and then looks at you. You should probably go get cleaned up. Walks through fire is coming.
Good idea.
You might want to go tell your friends as well.
I will find Plays with Danger first. Tell him to round everyone up. That Walks with Fire is coming. And that we might need to deal with that. And then assuming that Jonathan, I she probably assumed he went home. When she got home, before she got cleaned up, would call Jonathan and have him come back to the cairn. She's got no idea where Colin went.
I'll probably head for Eyes of the Creek first, and then try and figure out where Colin is and try to find him.
I'm already headed back to the cairn after breakfast. Because he also knows that if he's gone for too long, the Sept sends out a search party, and he hates that, so...
It's true.
Did you enjoy your thick pancakes?
Too many of them, but he didn't stop because Agatha wouldn't let him.
I'll grumble as Plays wakes me up. How long did we get to sleep?
Probably a few hours, like 4 or 5.
Okay.
At least
And
you.
I am not like antagonistic towards waking him up, more like serious nudging, like a little bark just to try to get his interest.
And just yawn as I come to and follow wherever you're leading.
Yep. And it's a pretty easy thing. I assume Olivia tells you walks through fire is coming.
And I'll relay whatever I was told.
And Jonathan, you know who that is.
Yep. So Jonathan will get ready. He's not going to do like a suit or anything, but like a button down, like a black button down shirt. Kind of clothes wise, kind of nice looking.
All right, so we've got Colin stuffed to the gills with pancakes. You're muted.
Shout out to Rev Ben Powers. He's just sort of, as he's walking, muttering, I mean, I get why she wanted me to eat food, but why did she order me seconds?
She would have too.
She's a grandma, is what they do.
Although the coffee is helping me with the fact that I got less sleep than I usually do, so...
She probably also made you drink a full glass of milk.
Oh,
Strong bones and everything.
I really don't need it, but whatever. Arguing with her is like arguing with a wall every time the wall wins.
Mm-hmm. But it's out of love. It's all love. But yes, as you gather around, you even see Stacy's there, and she's dressed real nice. And also you see Greg, who's kind of a salt and pepper fox looking individual.
What's his name again?
Soars over clouds.
Oh, and Olivia, you can smell Plays with Danger again.
Mm-hmm.
There you are.
And it's an easy gathering. And eventually you see a red Jeep pull up. And out steps not tall Wolverine, but actual Wolverine-sized individual.
5 foot something.
Yeah, 5'3", 5'4", built like a brick house. Extremely muscular. He's just in a red flannel shirt and some blue jeans. And out comes with him a woman who, I'm not even going to make you roll perception alertness, you could tell is Callie's mother.
Callie was the
The
granddaughter.
first victim. Yep.
Okay. Sorry, we have Callie and Kaylee for this stuff, so it got confusing.
Yeah. But yep, she steps out, and you can tell she's been crying. From what you gather, they probably just came from the morgue. And he walks in. And you see him bow respectively to Soars Over Clouds, any of the high-ranking members of the Karen. And then he just kind of looks around. There's this sadness about him as he keeps clenching and unclenching his fists over and over. He's doing his utmost best to keep propriety in stake.
I bet I would recognize the techniques he's doing, because I'm sure they teach every Alrune to try and stay as calm as possible.
Yep. He's doing his best. So, my granddaughter was killed in your woods.
Who is he talking to?
He's just open in general
Oh.
at this assembly.
I nod.
Is Greg not saying anything, or?
Greg is trying. You can tell by the way Greg's standing. He's standing with his shoulders back. He's not going to budge here. He's doing his best to stand tall for the group. That did happen. If we had known that she was going to be out there, we would have kept extra eyes. And that's also when Walks Through Fire go, if you had known! And there's this distinctive step forward. I thought you were protecting this entire area, this brawn. Our numbers grow fewer and fewer. It's not just the kinfolk and the Garu you're supposed to be protecting. And there is a point where he gets right up in Greg's face as much as he can, because Greg is about 5'11". And you can kind of see Gordon instantly appears.
Near me or Greg?
Near you.
How's he seeming?
He's observing. You can see he's rather tense. And Gordon kind of just elbows you.
More out of habit than anything at this point, I elbow him back.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to stay calm.
Yeah. And he elbows you a little further in this kind of way of trying to push you to take initiative.
And go talk to the pissed off warder? Fuck no. I'm not moving from my spot.
What's Walks Through Fire's daughter doing during all of this?
She is standing despondent and just seems to be a hollow shell at this moment.
I'm gonna take a step forward, head down, in reverence. We sorry for loss. We not know until dead. found hidden secrets last night. Ragabash, Cleeth, Crow.
And you just kind of see Walks Through Fire shake. He's just, his hand goes to his face, and there's just this whole encompassing anger that starts to come over.
How intense is that? Like, is it palpable or is it just...
It is palpable. You can almost feel the frenzy coming.
I take a step back.
I'll turn my head towards Jonathan, still keeping my head down. But I am trying to kind of keep my eyes up to see if he does anything, because I do want to not get mollywopped by this guy. But I'll turn
we don't need an elder guru beating the shit out of us.
Yeah, I'll turn
really
towards Jonathan. We performed right, helped to pass along Wolf. Noticed red fur in hand. Pack did this. 5 hunting.
And there's a moment where you can see the fingernails turning to claws, the fur starting to sprout, as he is starting to frenzy.
The one
Even though he's trying his best, you can see him trying to struggle with it, but eventually the eyes are going to see red here, and
then the sept is going to have to dogpile.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever did this isn't here. They're in Yellowstone.
And that is when the war cry belts out of this man, as he suddenly goes from 5'4" to about 7 feet. And this is where we're going to end tonight.
Grand.
Trying to scroll back in chat to find the right song I did.
At this point, the song is basically just "Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So session 4, we're going to be dealing with a frenzy of someone who is at least Athro.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't had a combat yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're 3 sessions in and no combat for Werewolf. Wow.
So let's make it all up in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, next session. The entire fight is just going to be next session.
We know that's not how I roll with that, but I would love to thank my players for this evening. I would love to give a shout out to DragonBane989, my lovely fiance that supports me in doing this and is also the person I throw the ball around when it comes to plot and interesting things I can fuck shit up with this game in the back end. And now we're going to go to player points. As you all know, you showed up, you role played, you seem to be having a good time of it. How about we go with Botchy McBotcherson tonight for our first? Olivia, who would you like to give a point to?